What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning back in. Hey, check this out. Did you know that over 60 million Americans use online dating apps? That's incredible. And by 2028, that number is expected to grow to nearly 66 million. Seems like everyone and their dog, literally, because pets on a profile are gold, have cast their net into the vast digital dating ocean. But has this revolutionized how we meet people been for the better? Or have we swiped ourselves into some kind of digital despair? So picture this. There was a time when dating meant that you had to step out into the real world and you'd have to spot someone across a bar or at a bookstore. And then you had to muster up every ounce of courage to try to strike up a conversation. You had to think about, what am I going to say? And if the stars aligned, you'd exchange numbers, maybe even plan a date over the phone instead of a series of ambiguous, what are you up to? Texts, those dreaded pen pal situations. Then comes online dating. And suddenly the art of the first impression shifted from charisma to carefully curated profiles. You see, you'd upload a few photos, usually one from that wedding that was 3 years ago, where the lighting was perfect and you looked great, and maybe write a witty bio that screams, I'm fun, but emotionally stable. Then the game begins. Swipe right for yes, swipe left for no, and a process as simple as ordering takeout. But with any real solution, there's always going to be a problem. See, initially, it seemed it was brilliant, a way to connect with an endless pool of potential partners from the comfort of something like your couch. But with 60 million people allegedly looking for the same thing, why does finding a genuine connection sometimes feel harder than spotting something like Bigfoot? So today, we're going to dive deep into the real pros and cons of online dating, along with the surprising social impacts. Is this the ultimate tool for finding love, or just another way to complicate the already messy world of modern relationships? So stay tuned, and together we're going to find out. So on the surface, online dating seems like the perfect solution. Too busy to meet someone? Not a problem. Too shy to approach someone in person? No big deal. Just swipe from the safety of your couch. And with dozens of apps and filters at your disposal, you can customize your search and isolate the version of the very perfect ideal mate that you have in mind. And wow, this sounds completely remarkable. But is it really all rainbows and sunshine? Or is there a dark side to this swipe happy, emoji filled equation? So let's take time and let's dive into the real pros and then the cons of online dating. So starting with the pros. Pro number one would be convenience. I mean, let's face it, online dating takes laziness to new heights. You can scroll through countless profiles from your couch, in your underwear, or even while you're on the toilet taking a shit. I mean, why waste the time awkwardly trying to strike up a conversation at a bar when you can just swipe right from literally anywhere? Shopping for a soulmate has never been easier. Even if you're the multitasker, you could do it while doing Netflix or dodging emails for your boss. It doesn't matter. You're searching for your partner and you could do it at any time. So number two, diversity. You see, there are millions of users online dating, which offers something for everybody. No matter how specific the niche is or what your preferences are, there's likely a profile for you. If it's intent to tattoo poets who bake gluten-free cupcakes, there's probably a group for that. And then thanks to the customizable filters, you can narrow things down even more to where your options are like with military precision, right down to their height, their zodiac sign, and even their favorite Taylor Swift concert. Okay, it's a picky person's dream come true. Now the third pro is efficiency. I mean, let's face it, people are busy. I'm busy, you're busy, we're all busy. Between work, family, and binge watching our favorite TV shows, who has the time to meet someone in the wild? Online dating apps make it possible to squeeze in a little matchmaking while waiting in line for coffee, or sitting on the toilet, or doing from work. You could do it from anywhere. You can even search for a date from the backseat of your car. I mean, is it glamorous? No. Is it efficient? Absolutely. I mean, who really cares? But let's move on to the cons. Now, here's where shit gets juicy. For some reason, my list of cons is a little bit longer than those of the pros. So let's talk about why online dating might not be as great as it actually seems. Number one, it's overwhelming with choices. They say that variety is a spice to life, but too many options can ruin the dish. So with endless profiles at your fingertips, it's easy to fall victim to the thing called paradox of choice. You see, you start to wonder, is this really the best I can do? What if I swipe just one more time and find something even better? And before you know it, you're on the 25th date that month and you've been unable to commit to anyone because you're waiting for the next shiny thing. I know, I've been there. You see, speaking from experience, I once juggled so many dates in a week that my own charm started to work against me. I met incredible women, but instead of settling down with one of them, I kept chasing the idea that there was something better, something perfect. So, spoiler alert, all it was is I ended up single with nothing but some great stories and a very tired credit card. So let's talk about number two. It's superficial, okay? Come on. Let's be honest, people. Online dating is Tinder's vision of window shopping. You swipe based on looks first and then personality second, if you can even fucking tell what that is. I mean, I'm guilty of the same thing myself. I'm not going to excuse myself. I'd swipe right on a pretty face, skim their profile maybe, and hope for a match. But here's the kicker. Many of those prettiest matches turned out to be more hollow than a freaking chocolate Easter bunny. I mean, for real. Case in point, let me tell you a story. I once met this gorgeous woman who told me that she wouldn't date anyone making less than $250,000 a year. Now, I make six figures, but it's not that much. Now, keep in mind, this woman's 40 years old, she has 2 teenage daughters, and a job with about as much future potential as a Blockbuster store. Now, needless to say, I politely excuse myself because, quite frankly, we're not going to have anything in common. Now, the third thing that we run into is ghosting and flakiness. Now, ghosting has become a national pastime. Imagine that you cleared your schedule. Maybe you even went out and bought a new outfit and you've showed up early for this date, only to realize they're not even freaking coming. It's infuriating because all it takes is a quick text to cancel, but instead you're left alone, sitting there looking like an idiot, eating some overpriced salad that you didn't even want. I mean, seriously, people, grow some fucking balls and send a text. Ghosting isn't rude, it's fucking lazy. So, next, number 4, catfishing and filters. Oh my God. And the joys of meeting someone who looks nothing like their profile pictures. I'm sure you can relate. I've heard lots of stories. You see, I learned my lesson on my very first online date when a cute face turned into this 300-pound surprise. Look, I'm all about body positivity, but I make it clear in my profile that fitness is important to me. A full body picture can save us both some time. So now I make sure that if the profile's there, it better have a full body picture or I'm not committing. And let's not even get started on filters, girls. If your photos look like you were born on Snapchat, we're gonna have a problem. So here's a pro tip. FaceTime before you first meet. Trust me, it's a game changer. Now, the last one, number 5, is the impact on self-worth. You see, here's the harsh reality. Online dating is a numbers game, people, and women hold most of the power. That's just the reality. If you're a guy who doesn't fall into that top 10% of profiles where they're the best looking, many men report feeling inadequate due to the lack of matches or responses. But let's be real. Some guys, you need to fucking level up. You can't expect to find love when you're unemployed, broke as fuck, living in your parents' basement, and messaging stupid shit like, hey, to every match. Put a little bit more effort into it. So here's my conclusion. Is online dating the solution to modern love or just another way to complicate things? The truth lies somewhere in between. For all of its convenience and diversity, online dating comes with its fair share of challenges, like anything in life. But if you go in it with realistic expectations and you take your time to vet your match and remember that not every swipe's gonna lead to true love, you might just find what you're looking for, or at the very least, a good story to tell. So, what's your experience with online dating? I'd love to know. Share it, whether it's a win, a fail, or anything in between. Leave something in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, and hit that bell for more content. Who knows? Maybe the next video will be about your online dating horror story. So, until next time, guys.